Do you know what the cutest part of a royal wedding dress is? Although everyone knows the answer, it's the train. Photographers almost go crazy to take a photograph of the train. Understanding its importance, brides tend to sport a long train. The longer the train is, the grander the wedding appears. The length of a train is like the pride of a royal bride. Therefore, in today's video, we've talked about 12 longest royal wedding gown trains in the world. So, without further ado, let's begin. At number 12, we've got Princess Martha Louise of Norway's wedding gown train. The wedding dress was paired with a long train, measuring approximately 11 feet, which added a majestic touch to the ensemble. The chiffon veil also featured a train of similar length, complementing the overall grandeur of the bridal look. To manage the long train effectively, Princess Martha Louise incorporated a practical design element, a bustle loop. This loop was attached to the skirt and worn on the wrist, allowing her to lift the train off the ground and prevent it from dragging. This feature ensured ease of movement throughout the ceremony and celebrations. The gown included a unique hidden detail. The symbol quintarium, representing her husband Durik Verret, was embroidered in blue underneath the train. This personal touch added sentimental value to the dress, reflecting the couple's bond. The wedding gown was a bespoke creation by Norwegian designer Tina Stefanak Hernansson. The gown was made of ivory Duchess satin and featured intricate embroidery with white and gold flowers on the shoulders and lower areas. The choice of local designer continued a tradition for the princess, as she had previously worn a gown by a Norwegian designer for her first wedding. The princess accessorized her wedding gown with a sparkling tiara, a gift from her grandfather, King Olaf V, on her 18th birthday. At number 11, we've got Princess Madeleine of Sweden's wedding gown train. The gown featured a dramatic 13 feet long train, which added a regal touch to the ensemble. Complementing the gown, Princess Madeleine wore a 6-meter long cathedral veil made of silk organza, edged with tulle and embellished with Chantilly lace flowers. The veil was held in place by the modern fringe tiara, adorned with fresh orange blossoms, adding a touch of natural beauty to her bridal look. To manage the long train, Princess Madeleine employed traditional methods, such as assistance from attendants, who expertly handled the train as she moved through the wedding celebrations. This ensured that the train remained elegant and did not hinder her movement during the ceremony and festivities. The wedding gown was a bespoke creation by the renowned Italian designer Valentino Garavani. The dress was crafted from silk organdies with applications of ivory Chantilly lace, featuring an off-the-shoulder neckline and a full skirt with small vertical pleats at the waist that opened into a flowing silhouette. The gown was made in Valentino's atelier in Paris, showcasing the designer's signature elegance and attention to detail. The gown included a large satin bow around the lower area, which was a personal addition by Princess Madeleine to tweak the original design. Additionally, the dress incorporated myrtle cut from a bush planted at Sofiero by Margaret of Connaught. Next, we've got Grand Duchess Stephanie de Lannoy of Luxembourg's wedding gown train. The gown featured a dramatic 13-feet train, adding a regal touch to the ensemble. The train was complemented by a 5-meter long veil made of ivory silk tulle, which matched the grandeur of the gown's train. The veil was anchored with the traditional Lannoy family tiara, a piece of significant historical value. To manage the long train, traditional methods were likely employed, such as assistance from attendants who helped handle the train as Stephanie moved through the wedding celebrations. This ensured that the train remained elegant and did not hinder her movement during the ceremony and festivities. The wedding gown was a masterpiece designed by the renowned Lebanese couture Elisabeth. The gown was crafted from luxurious materials, including 70 meters of silk crepe and tulle for the lining, 30 meters of satin organza, 50 meters of Chantilly lace, and 40 meters of Calais lace. The dress featured a fitted bodice with a sweetheart neckline overlaid with lace, creating a boat neck neckline and a low V-back. The gown was adorned with a leafy pattern embellished with 50,000 pearls, 80,000 crystals, and 10,000 meters of silver embroidery thread, showcasing Saab's signature intricate detailing. The gown was the result of extensive craftsmanship, requiring 3,200 hours of embroidery work by 15 people. At number 9, we've got Crown Princess Marie Chantal of Greece's wedding gown train. The wedding gown was notable for its dramatic train and veil. The train measured approximately 14 feet and was crafted from Chantilly lace, which is known for its delicate and intricate patterns. The veil, also made of Chantilly lace, was cathedral length and featured a scalloped edge with butterfly embroidery, adding a whimsical touch to the ensemble. The veil was secured with an antique corsage tiara, a family heirloom lent by Queen Anne-Marie, Marie Chantal's mother-in-law. During the wedding, the train of Marie Chantal's gown required careful handling due to its length and delicate lace. The late Queen of England was seen assisting with the train, adjusting it as needed during the wedding reception and for photographs, demonstrating the collaborative effort required to manage such an elaborate piece. This assistance was a touching gesture, showcasing the supportive role played by the royal family during the event. The wedding gown was a masterpiece masterpiece designed by the renowned fashion designer Valentino Garavani. The dress was a couture creation, reflecting the high standards and luxury associated with Valentino's designs. The gown was made of ivory silk and featured a high-neck lace bodice with long sleeves, encrusted with pearls, which added to its regal appearance. The skirt was adorned with rose appliques, contributing to the gown's intricate detailing. Next, we've got Queen Letizia of Spain's wedding gown train. The wedding gown was notable for its impressive train, which measured approximately 15 feet in length. This circular train was a significant feature of the dress, adding to its regal appearance. The train, like the rest of the gown, was adorned with gold embroidery. Queen Letizia also wore a cathedral-length silk tulle veil, which was hand-embroidered with the same floral designs as the gown. The veil was a gift from her husband Philippe. During the wedding, Queen Letizia managed the long train with grace. Although specific details on how she handled the train are limited, it is common for brides with such elaborate gowns to have assistance from bridesmaids or attendants to ensure the train is properly arranged during the ceremony and photographs. Queen Letizia accessorized her wedding ensemble with the Prussian tiara, a family heirloom lent by her mother-in-law, former Queen Sofia. She also wore diamond drop earrings and shoes designed by Spanish designer Pura Lopez. The wedding gown was designed by the esteemed Spanish couture Manuel Pertegaz. The dress was crafted from white satin woven with Valencia silk and featured a high-standing collar, long sleeves, and a wide skirt. The gown was intricately embroidered with a real gold thread, depicting motifs such as the fleur-de-lis, flowers, and ears of wheat, which are elements from the thin Prince of Asturias crests. At number 7, we've got Princess Charlene of Monaco's wedding gown train. The wedding gown featured a remarkable double train, measuring approximately 16 feet in length, which added to the gown's grandeur. The train was adorned with the same intricate embroidery as the gown, shimmering brilliantly in the light. The veil was made from 20 meters of silk tulle and was kept simple to allow the dress to be the focal point. Princess Charlene managed the long train with grace during the wedding ceremony. Although specific details on how she handled the train are limited, it is noted that the train was removable, which likely facilitated easier movement and management throughout the day. Additionally, Charlene appeared hesitant about getting into the car, indicating the challenges of maneuvering with such an elaborate gown. The wedding gown was a stunning creation by the esteemed fashion designer Giorgio Armani. The dress was an off-the-shoulder design made from ivory Duchess silk latin, showcasing a modern and elegant silhouette that highlighted Charlene's figure, particularly her back and shoulders. The gown was adorned with intricate embroidery, featuring 40,000 Swarovski crystals, 20,000 mother-of-pearl teardrops, and 30,000 gold stones, which created a delicate floral design along the front of the bodice and down the skirt. The creation of the dress was a labor-intensive process, taking 2,500 hours to complete. Next, we've got Queen Maxima of the Netherlands' wedding gown train. The gown was notable for its impressive train, which measured approximately 16.4 feet in length. This long train was inset with panels of embroidered lace, adding intricate detail to the overall design. Complementing the train, Maxima wore a cathedral-length veil made of Point de Spirit silk tulle, which was hand-embroidered with floral and tendril motifs. Managing such a long train required careful attention. While specific details on how Maxima handled the train during the ceremony are not extensively documented, it is common for brides with long trains to have attendants or bridesmaids assist in arranging and carrying the train to ensure it flows smoothly and does not become cumbersome during the event. The wedding gown was designed by the renowned Italian fashion designer Valentino Garavani. The dress was custom-made and crafted from ivory Mikado silk, featuring a cowl neckline and 3/4-length sleeves. The gown's design was elegant and sophisticated, with a fitted bodice that flared at the lower area, creating a graceful silhouette. Maxima's bridal ensemble was completed with a selection of exquisite accessories. She wore a tiara from the Dutch royal family's collection, specifically the pearl button tiara, which she modified by replacing the pearls with star brooches for a more personalized touch. Additionally, she adorned herself with diamond earrings that originally belonged to Queen Wilhelmina. At number 5, we've got Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden's wedding gown train. The gown was distinguished by its impressive train, which measured approximately 16.5 feet in length. This train was attached at the lower area with covered buttons and featured a subtle border detail. The train was designed to complement the traditional Swedish bridal veil, which dates back to Queen Sofia and was first worn in 1932. Managing such a long train required careful attention. During the ceremony, 3 bridesmaids were dedicated to keeping the train tidy, ensuring it flowed smoothly and did not become cumbersome. Additionally, Victoria was seen slinging the train over her arm at times, which is a practical way to manage its length during movement. However, specific details on how she handled the train throughout the entire event are not extensively documented. The wedding gown was designed by the esteemed Swedish designer Per Engdahl. The dress was crafted from Duchess silk satin in a cream color, featuring a sophisticated boat neck design with short sleeves and a deep boat neckline that left the shoulders bare, edged by a turned-out collar. The The gown had a V-shaped back, which added a modern touch to the traditional silhouette. To complete her bridal ensemble, Crown Princess Victoria wore the heirloom cameo tiara, which is a significant piece in the Swedish royal family's collection. Next, we've got Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York's wedding gown train. The gown was particularly notable for its 17-foot-long train. This train was elaborately embroidered with the intertwined initials A and S in silver beads, symbolizing the union of Sarah and Prince Andrew. The train also featured other symbolic beadwork, such as hearts and anchors, which referenced Prince Andrew's naval career. Sarah Ferguson handled the train quite well. Royal brides who choose to sport a long train often have attendants or bridesmaids to assist in arranging and carrying the train to make sure the train flows smoothly and doesn't create any problem for the bride during the event. Sarah Ferguson did the same too. The wedding gown was designed by the British couture Linka Cherark. The dress was made from ivory Duchess satin and featured a corset silhouette with a waist-defining bodice and long puff sleeves. The gown was heavily beaded, especially over the bodice, with symbols including hearts, anchors, waves, bumblebees, and thistles, which held personal significance for the couple and represented elements of their lives and family heritage. Sarah Ferguson's bridal ensemble was completed with a headdress and a bouquet adorned with fabric rosettes or artificial silk flowers. These elements added a touch of elegance and complemented the intricate details of her gown. The 17-foot train, along with its careful design and symbolic details, contributed to a memorable and regal appearance on her wedding day. At number 3, we've got Princess Beatrice of York's wedding gown train. The gown featured a full-length train, which is a common element in royal wedding dresses, symbolizing tradition and grandeur. The train was approximately 17 feet long. Although specific details on how Princess Beatrice managed the train during the ceremony are not extensively documented. Generally, royal brides choose attendants or bridesmaids to assist the bride to manage a long train to make sure the train is properly arranged and doesn't create any problem for her during the event. Princess Beatrice did the same as well. The wedding gown was a vintage piece originally designed by Norman Hartnell, a renowned 20th century British designer. The dress was on loan from late Queen Elizabeth II, who had previously worn it to the premiere of Lawrence of Arabia in 1962. The gown was crafted from ivory peau de soie, taffeta, and trimmed with ivory Duchess satin. Angela Kelly and Stuart Parvin, the Queen's trusted dressmakers, were responsible for remodeling and fitting the gown to suit Princess Beatrice's measurements. They made subtle adjustments to the original full-skirted silhouette, creating a softer and more contemporary appearance while managing the gown's classic charm. In addition to the gown, Princess Beatrice wore the Queen Mary diamond fringe tiara, a significant piece of royal jewelry that Queen Elizabeth II wore on her own wedding day. This choice of headpiece added a further layer of historical significance and continuity to her bridal ensemble. Next, we've got Queen Mary of Denmark's wedding gown train. The gown's train was an impressive 19 feet long, and it was detachable, allowing Queen Mary to convert her look post-ceremony, a practical feature that remains popular in bridal fashion today. The train was attached to the dress with hooks, which facilitated its removal and handling during the wedding. The train also included sentimental tributes to both Queen Mary's and King Frederick's families, adding a personal touch to the ensemble. The wedding gown was designed by Danish fashion designer Uffe Frank. The gown was crafted with the assistance of dressmaker Birgit Halstein, who was based in Copenhagen and played a significant role in the gown's creation. The gown was made from ivory Duchess satin, which had a beautiful mother-of-pearl sheen and was lined with silk organza. This choice of fabric gave the dress a luxurious and elegant appearance. The gown featured a scoop neckline and long sleeves, with the sleeves designed to resemble caleilles, known as calia sleeves. The skirt was lined with 31 meters of tulle, which contributed to the gown's voluminous princess-style ball gown silhouette. Queen Mary completed her bridal look with an antique lace veil that was once worn by Crown Princess Margareta of Sweden. This veil was a family heirloom, and Mary was the first in-law to wear it, adding historical significance to her wedding attire. And at number 1, we've got Princess Alexandra of Denmark's wedding gown train. The gown's train was an impressive 21 feet long and was made of silver moire, trimmed similarly to the rest of the dress. To manage such a long train, 8 young ladies, aged between 15 to 20, were tasked with carrying it during the wedding ceremony. This assistance was crucial in ensuring the train was properly arranged and did not impede Princess Alexandra's movement. The wedding gown was originally designed by Mrs. James of London. The dress was later remodeled by Madame Louise, also based in London, to suit the evolving fashion trends of the time. The gown was crafted from white silk satin, which was woven at Spitalfields, and was adorned with orange blossoms, myrtle, puffs of tulle, and Honiton lace. The dress featured a high collar, long sleeves, a cummerbund cinched lower part, and a full skirt. It was embellished with nearly 9,000 pearls, which added a luxurious and intricate detail to the overall design. Princess Alexandra completed her bridal look with a wreath of orange blossoms and myrtle, and she carried a bouquet of orange blossoms, white rosebuds, lily of the valley, orchids, and myrtle. Additionally, she wore the Alexandrine diamond drop tiara, a piece of jewelry dating back to the 1900s, which added a touch of historical significance to her ensemble. And with this, we wrap up this video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you find our channel interesting, then subscribe. Thank you, and see you in our next video.